Hey everyone, I'm Aaron Neville. I'm going to be going through some contact point tutorials, going through three main stall points on the inner and outer forearm, as well as the cradle position to get you set up and ready to go into the inner and outer forearm rolls. Contact point for me has really revitalized the way that I think about object manipulation. It's given me a much greater appreciation for it, as well as a deeper love with it. Intimate in a sense, you could think. But the three main stall points are where your hand and wrist meet together, in the middle of your forearm, and then in the pocket, and the same on the back side. Now, a friend of mine told me that with regular spinning, your progression is almost you can see it through the number of hours of practice. In contact point, it's almost a day's practice. You're really rewiring the nerves on the outside of your skin. So what really helped that is with these stall points, you can just rest it down, make sure that your arm is parallel to the ground. Just try to keep it in each of these three positions, as well as for the outside forearm as well. And when you get comfortable with it, then you can start bending down with it, go back up, turn around. Now that's just going to really help get each of those spots comfortable with having the balance there. Now the cradle position, some people will take 2 fingers down and some people will just take 1. I prefer just the middle finger down. Middle fingers down. But you cant it down and to the left towards your, or to the right, to the outside. That's the one. To the outside towards your ring finger. And then the tether sits right in between. The ball is resting right on these 2 fingers. And the bottom of the ball, you have your middle finger just resting on it a little bit. Now, a really good practice for getting used to having it in this cradle or catching it is just having it, toss your paw up, or you can try to drop it down and just catch it in the cradle position. Throw it into it if you wanted to, and make sure practice with both hands. That's a tricky one. We're throwing it into it. The drop or the toss is also a really good exercise for your stall points on your arms, because instead of just setting it there, you're putting momentum into it. It's like the next step towards the goal. And as I mentioned, these are all leading up to the inner forearm roll and the outer forearm roll. A big thing with contact is your body mechanics. With the outer forearm roll, most of the time it will be done on your wheel plane. And the biggest thing is the toss. Just letting your poi, when it gets to about equal horizontal length, just let go, and handle should come back into your hand. If you're new to throws, that's a good exercise to try, or across your wall plane. And then once it goes to the outside, throw it again. Now, when you catch, you make the throw, and you want the poi head to be, when you're going to catch it, right at that same length to where your arm is already horizontally out. So you could this is where it's going to be, and you want it right there. Now at first I would start with the tether coming out from in between the thumb and the pointer finger, almost like you just made a ring. And that totally works. It's pretty easy to get into, pretty easy to catch it with. But then I was pointing out and showing a really awesome thing about if you have it in between your two pointer and middle finger. So when you go for the release, when you release the ball, the tether is already in line with your arm because the contact point is just going to follow the tether. So when you have it in your hand, try to get good plane, good control over the plane, and when you release, it just follows the tether. So if your planes, instead of being nice and straight, are off to the side, that's where the ball is going to follow. So again, throwing it up, you can catch it either where the tether is straight out from the thumb and the pointer finger, and that's catching palm facing up, or you can try to catch it where you're like almost like, stop, I'm going to catch you, and grab that with the tether between these two fingers. Now, when you have it palm up, your hand is already ready for the roll. If you have it through here, your arm is going to be, your palm is going to be facing to the side. So as soon as you're ready to let go of the tether on the upbeat, you can count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. You release on the end, but you will have to rotate your hand, it's 90 degrees. Pretty simple. Just open up your wrist, and all you have to do to catch it is you release, palm up, hits your elbow, and you just roll your hand over, and the tether will come right up to you. Should come right up to you. Or the other way. Just like that. The mechanics, the body mechanics for the outer forearm roll are 90 degrees. Remember, you always want your arm to be parallel to the ground. Now you can do this straight on your wall plane if you want to. You're going to have 90 degrees right here and horizontal, so it comes straight out, straight 90. And you're just slowly penduluming the tether. You want the head or the handle to bounce off your elbow. That's letting you know that that tether is in line with your arm. It's ready to go. And you just give it a little push, and it comes right over. Your palm is already down, so you don't have to move your hand for the catch at all. There are a few ways you can get into this cradle. A lot of them you'll see try to throw it and catch it right here, and then just let it pendulum down as it such. Or you can do these little isolated throws where you just like either float up or pendulum up, and once you hit that 0 point, you just flick the handle up. So you can just practice those throws the same as that other throw exercise on each side. As I just grab it. And when you make that throw, you just kind of sneak your hand in there. You don't want the ball to be horizontal when your arm gets there. So pretty much at shoulder length, because right here, your arm is completely parallel to the ground. And then just try to sneak that in there. If you're doing these on your wall plane, you're going to have a 90 degree between your chest and your arm, and then another 90 degree at the elbow. Your hand is going to be right at the opposite shoulder level, and you can just practice going out like that. That's a really good way to make sure that your hand's there. So if you're in the cradle and you're getting ready to do it and you just want to rock it out, you're like, oh, is it at my shoulder? No? Alright, there we go. So I believe that should be a pretty good start for everyone. Again, what we went through was the 3 stall points. Walking around, turning with them, remembering that you were going to drop things all the time. Didn't say that earlier, just remember now. So we have the stall points, the 3 spots. Try to toss it onto them. You have the cradle with either 1 finger or 2 fingers. Again, tossing into that as a good exercise preparation. You have the outer forearm roll, where you can have the tether through the thumb and the pointer finger, or you can have the tether through the first 2 fingers. So catching with the thumb, palm is up, arm stays still, rotate, grab, good to go. Or you can try catching it palm up, stop, in the name of the poi. And you rotate your arm 90 on the release, 180 for the catch. For the cradle, you can try to do this little half throw. Like a half throw. Catch it right in there, bring it back, bouncing off the elbow. Got our 90 degree here, 90 here. Just give it a little oomph to go over. Ready to go. Or you can do those isolated throws as well into them. And after you get comfortable with these, it may take a while. As I mentioned, the cradle is a way to enter another part of your body. So you can try to use that in any kind of way that you want. Like you try to go behind the head or something if you wanted. Totally possible. Anything is possible. But yeah. See you guys.